This is the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day. This is Steph Palermo, and this is the Just Steph Show. Everybody has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. We are second lifers. We're empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over age 3. Your healthy, happy, hip years are just beginning. And you know, folks, I have my 12 hours to feel groovy one-on-one. It's up close and personal with me, Just Steph. I am accepting new clients right now, and get yourself ready for the new year. No resolutions, just work with me and we will get you on the groove line for 2019. And as well, I'll be launching an online course the end of January, beginning of February, and I will be hosting in Boston a live workshop with me on March 16th. Details to follow, but it's called Flip the Switch to Feel Groovy, and also a Feel Groovy retreat in Sicily in June 12th through the 16th. You have to apply for that. There's only 5 spots available, and it's an exclusive experience, and you get to feel groovy for 5 days with me, Just Steph. And I am live today with my good, very old friend. You're not old, but we're old together. We've been friends forever. We went to grammar school together. Andrea McGrath. Hi, Andrea. How are you today?
I am well, Steph. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so, we go so far back. It's unbelievable. Like the Osgood School, the good old days, right?
Kindergarten.
I know, right? Crazy. And you know what? It's so great. This is why I love Facebook, though, too, because you get to reconnect with people like you and I. We get to connect and see what everybody's doing now, and we get to talk about it. So we're going to talk. You're a divorce financial planner, right?
Yes.
Is that what you would call it?
Yep. Certified divorce financial analyst.
There it is. Okay. So, tell me about your journey. Like, how did you get, to where you are now, and whatever steps, because I know you did the insurance, and that's from the MEFA peeps, we all know insurance. I mean, everybody does. So tell me about your journey.
Yeah. So when I graduated from Suffolk in 1988, my plan was to take a year off and go to law school. At that point in time, I had a desire to be an entertainment lawyer.
Right.
And in having a conversation with my father, he inquired, well, what are you going to do when you take that year off? And I said, well, I hadn't really thought about it. And he said, well, I did. And I would like you to come to work for me. And I thought, and I was like, you know what? Who am I to snub my nose at an established business without investigating it and seeing if, that's a good fit for me.
Right. And
lo and behold, it was a good fit. In blink, 30 years have gone by. I've been here for 30 years. So during that time frame, when I first came into the business, I really focused on running the property casualty insurance agency. And then I started getting my securities licenses, started getting more involved in retirement income planning and financial planning, and felt very drawn to that side of the business.
Right.
I have other family members that also worked in the P&C side of the business, so I really devoted my exclusive time to working on the retirement income planning and financial planning. I'm going to say about a year ago, I had a couple of clients that were going through a divorce. And I learned through one of them that there was actually an established field to specialize in working with individuals going through divorce. And that's how I was introduced to what is called the CDFA, the Certified Divorce Financial Analyst credential, which was established about 20 years ago. But not really getting the attention that the field really needed to work within the divorce field. A lot of people knew about it, but a lot of people didn't. And now that baby boomers are leading the divorce charge, and they are more apt to go a more mediated or alternative dispute resolution way of getting divorced, it's more, the field is really starting to be brought to the forefront of the whole divorce planning field because of the importance of baby boomers. Most of their assets are tied up in retirement plans and in their homes and maybe a small business. So the importance of an equitable and fair distribution that can go the distance. It's not just, oh, all right, I need to make this work for the next few years. No, you will potentially live in retirement 20 to 30 years, and you want whatever plan is established to go the distance and be able to take you to your end game and not turn you upside down.
Well, so why would somebody choose somebody that's certified in the divorce financial analysis as opposed to just like their regular, finance guy?
You, in order to hold yourself out as a practitioner that specializes in divorce planning, you have to have the credentials.
Right.
In a lot of broker dealers, a lot of the wealth management companies, they do not allow you to advertise a planning in a field without having your credentials.
Right.
So you really couldn't work in this field without actually have gone through and taken the classes and taken the exam and gotten the credentials.
Right. So I see that you were 2013 Medford Citizen of the Year. Like, how do you get that? Like, I want to be a Medford Citizen of the Year.
Honestly, I was blown away by that because my father was a Citizen of the Year in 1986. And it's really giving back, being involved, staying involved, and just being, I've always lived by the law of reciprocity. What you give, make its way back to you. The big circle of life. And that's really how my parents operated. So, when I went to work for the insurance agency, my father was a member of the Commerce, member of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. So I naturally same organization,
right,
and really became a go-giver.
Well, your family has always been entrenched in the culture and community of Medford.
Right.
You always have been. Who doesn't know the Bates family? It's like the Paricas and the McGlynn's.
Right. You're kind of like an institution.
Yeah.
Which, and with that being said, you're also held to a higher standard.
And that's great. I think that we should all have that higher standing, but when you have something of value behind you, you want to make sure that everything lines up and everything that you do reflects positively on your business, on your family, and and the people that you love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there's no like standing on the bar at like, what is it, Razzo's?
No, there's none of that. That may take place from time to time. It's not a regular way of being. At least not for me.
I know. So you're very entrepreneurial, which I love because I'm an entrepreneur, so I love to have other entrepreneurs on the show. So do you practice self-care for you? You could probably eat, sleep, and breathe work.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with divorced people, because I know when I was going through my divorce, I called my lawyer like it didn't matter if it was midnight on a Sunday night, and I'd be screaming my brains out. What's going on? So when
it's
going
true.
through a divorce,
it's a very emotional time in an individual's life. And I found that some individual, its lowest point was ever experienced. And they don't know where to turn. They really don't. And I definitely believe in the self-care. Skype with my original trainer. I do a lot of reading. This year, my devotion will be starting my day with a little 15, 20-minute meditation.
Right. I think that's great. And I will say that I almost want to say 100% of the entrepreneurs that I talk to on this show meditate every day.
Oh, yeah.
Or they try to, I'm one of them. I like it. I like the quiet time. I like to journal and write. And I mean, I get kind of messed up when I get to Boston like this, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm just,
Right.
my whole system is messed up, my workout, everything. So, but yeah, I mean, most of the entrepreneurs, they work out and they meditate.
No, I think you have to get that balance.
I want to talk a little bit more about specifics about what you do, so that people can understand and talk about your services. Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is really baby boomers. Couples that have been in long-term marriages. Their kids are grown and out of the house.
Right.
They've basically been glorified roommates for the last few years. And now the big retirement picture is coming into focus, and they're coming to the realization that they don't want to do the same things. And this is the last leg, and they want to give it their all. And some want to travel and, do different things, and their partner wants none of that.
It's so funny to me about the baby boomers, we're talking like 70-year-olds.
Not even. We're talking anybody who is late 50s on. Because baby boomers ended in 1960. So 1960, they're 58 going on 59.
That is crazy that you would think at that age, you're like, you kind of sliding into home, you wouldn't want to get a divorce. But, because I see, I got divorced, I was 47. I see a lot more of that going on, like the over 40-year-olds, over 40 to like say 40 to 55. I know it happens beyond those parameters, but it's amazing to me. I mean, I'm like thinking now, because I mean, I'm single. I want to find that one partner. Like, I'm not getting divorced again. I'm not doing it. And you know what? The next guy I hitch my wagon to, he's not leaving, or I'm going to get the bat.
I didn't get married till I was 42. And my husband, he had been previously married. And I always joke with him, because 2019 we'll be married 10 years. And I always say, no refunds.
No
refunds.
No, that's it.
That's like a joke. But, getting married when you're older. I mean, I was an aunt when I was 2 years old. I individually never had a burning desire to have my own family, to have my own kids.
You had a family.
Exactly. I mean, I always had kids around me, so I wasn't missing anything in that regard. So, but I always wanted a career and to live a robust life, as to how I interpreted that.
Right.
The traditional get married, have a family, that never appealed to me. I mean, my two oldest sisters got married at like 21 years old, and by 22, they each had their first child.
Right.
And here I am at home, 12, 13 years old, knowing, I'm like, nope, I'm good with that.
That's funny.
Yeah, I really always knew that.
Right.
But, being able to be a calming force and give good, reliable, down-to-earth advice to people that are in crisis, it helps them get focused.
Right. Because I know from my own situation, you need like the voice of reason.
Right.
So are you seeing these baby boomers that are getting divorced? Are they first marriages or second marriages? What are you seeing?
A little of both. A little of both. Because I can work with individuals in a number of ways. I can, be hired by either the divorcing husband or wife and work with them as an advocate, where I'm just working on their behalf to do a financial analysis so they get the best settlement they can possibly get for themselves.
Right.
On the flip side, I can work as a financial neutral. I work for the divorcing couple where it's not acrimonious. It's not, they're not pitted against each other. They've already made a lot of decisions themselves, and now they just want to know, if I take this asset, that asset, what does that look like 20 years down the road? So each party, they're heard. What they want, what their goals are all addressed. It's not some disinterested third party making your decision for you.
Right. So, you know, I talked with Catherine Blake.
Yep, I've talked to Catherine.
Weeks ago, and it seems like the road of divorce, because let's face it, 50% of marriages end in divorce, maybe even higher. And I think it's higher for second marriages.
It's higher for second and even higher for third. Third marriages, the divorce rate is 75%.
Who would get married 3 times? I'm just sorry. I mean,
it happens though. There's plenty of people out there that have been married multiple times.
It's funny because, I mean, if you want to be married and you like being married, and I don't know, I just think that it's interesting. But in terms of what Catherine, it sounds like there's like a nice, an approach that is being offered today that can really help couples, like whether you have the divorce coach, and the lawyers are almost taking a step back from all this and just doing the legal stuff, whereas the other people are taking care of the needs of the couple.
Exactly.
The coach or the financial planner or whatever that is, whatever you are, so that it probably ends up costing you less than all those billable hours.
No, it definitely costs a lot less, and you get a lot more support that you need.
So, I mean, I'm just kind of thinking, like, how you have a couple that comes in and it's, you know, it's ugly. You know, do you usually get, does a woman come in or the man? How does that work? You know,
usually the husband came, wanted to know, you know, what services I offered, how could I help them, and then sent the wife. When I met with them, I met her, and he was conferenced in on Zoom. So there's so many different ways that you can meet with the client.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like, because when you're getting divorced, it is so emotional. I think if you can get through divorce, it's so hard anyway. And being divorced is hard. It's hard. It's actually very hard. Even if you have adult kids. I mean, I think sometimes I thought my older kids had it much worse than my younger kids, because my younger kids just sort of went with the flow.
Right.
You know, the older kids were mad because mom was, you know, the mom all the time in the house, and now that's not happening.
Right.
So,
and, you know, the other advantage of working with the CDFA is at the end of a divorce, when a decree is issued, the attorney's job is done, but there's still a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up. And the benefit of working with someone like me is I can help you get all the way through those loose ends and make sure that they come to finality.
And I imagine that it must be a little bit easier on the person to have you deal with that, as opposed to like still trying to keep on, because you're pretty much already spent.
Right. No, you just want it over with.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. So, how can people find you?
My website is www.batesfin.com. And I have Lunch and Learn webinar coming January 8th from 1 to 2 with a very good divorce mediator named Ben Stitch. Him and I sing Divorce with Dignity, how to use a mediator in a financial neutral, be able to control costs and outcomes. So registration for that is on my website. It's on my Facebook page, Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm under Bates Financial.
So you're at Bates, BATESFIN.com.
Yes.
Okay. So if you can, this last question, if you can invite 7 people from any time period to dinner, who would it be?
I would definitely have my mother, my father, JFK, Mother Teresa, the Dalai Lama, Bono from U2,
Yeah.
and Larry Bird.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. That's great. It's awesome. So, will you come back?
I would definitely come back.
You know what we could do one time is maybe we'll get you and Catherine on together.
That would be fantastic. What she offers to divorcing individuals, the support and the advice is honestly, it's fantastic. I had a great conversation with her. It's funny because I got introduced to her from two different people, you and my friend Diana Alberti, who is one of the co-founders of my Seacoast Women's Networking Group out of Winthrop, where I live. And both of you were like, she would be a great fit for you. And she has been. She is a great referral partner. And that's what I've tried to do, is align myself with great practitioners that work in the divorce field so I can be referring my clients to a great group, and most of them are women, to provide an additional layer of support and professional help that they need in going through this most difficult part of their life.
Right. Well, if anybody's done with their divorce and they want to feel groovy, send them my way.
Absolutely.
And let me come speak to your networking group.
I definitely will. Yeah,
that would be great. I would love it. All right, so we're gonna just close with that. So batesfin.com.
Yep.
Do you have a Facebook page?
My Facebook is Bates Financial LLC, and my LinkedIn is also Bates Financial LLC.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna get you back next time. We're gonna get Catherine. We'll do it together, and we'll have a great chat. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Same to you, Steph. Always a pleasure.
Okay, everybody, check out my website, juststeph.com. I have 12 hours to feel groovy, up close and personal, a workshop on March 16th here in Boston. Flip the switch to feel groovy, launching an online course in January. And of course, my Feel Groovy exclusive retreat for 5 women in Sicily. That's right, June 12th through the 16th. Leave the kids with dad, because it's Father's Day weekend, so he can enjoy them, and come spend a weekend in Sicily with me. All right, guys, Happy New Year. We'll see you soon. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. Love you. Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter at Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See you next week. Ciao, ciao, baby.